Hi, and welcome to the Nakama podcast. Welcome back. It's been a while. It's been like 6 months, I think. It's been a long time. Anyway, my name's Darius. I'm the host, and I've got some people with me. So yeah, he wants to go first.
Hi, I'm Joey. Nice to be back.
It's Ado.
It's your boy Joel.
That's a nice little...
Alright, so we're gonna be doing the best fights in anime, so it's gonna be a fun one. So yeah, he wants to start with giving the best fights. Joel's looking through my anime list right now.
Well, if we're going off the cuff, I'm going to say Dragon Ball Super, Goku versus Jigen. Who agrees?
I haven't seen that fight.
Yeah.
Seen
no, I've seen it. I've seen it. That was when we were in uni.
Yeah. I think it was like 2019 or 2019.
The only thing with that fight, is the fact that one episode was 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's true.
True, and yeah, that's pretty true. That's true, and yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's pretty true.
An episode was 2 seconds. The equivalent of 2 seconds.
You don't understand. It's her watching that. No, it wasn't even flashbacks. It was like, what happened?
So was it actually 21 minutes?
It was a 21 minute episode.
They were actually just fighting for 2 seconds.
Basically,
Okay, they
all those talking bits of the action.
were they actually talking as well?
Yeah,
so that was dialogue. So basically, the actual fight would have been like that, yeah. And now like, they just done a bad thing in 2 seconds.
Because what was the time scale? Because I remember they had
Time limit. I can't remember exactly.
It was wrong.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But that fight was sick when he went Ultra Instinct.
Cool.
But
I'm sure, like I saw, he's the green, like the purplish looking.
Yeah, Jigen. Yeah, with the red and black like suit. Like they're from. I can't remember what universe they're from.
that got convoluted, man.
Yeah, but it was a mad fight, especially because before that it was like a build up. So he had other fights as well. Like he had Vegeta against the other guy on Jigen's team, and he also went Super Saiyan Blue, but in a different form, like Super Saiyan Blue, like perfect. Like it was crazy.
I swear he's the only one that can do that because Goku can't do that.
Yeah, and actually in the manga now, Goku and Vegeta have like different. Their power ups are not the same. So Goku goes Ultra Instinct, but if you read the manga for Dragon Ball Super, Vegeta's going like God of Destruction mode. Like it's completely different. So
they have like different strain of Saiyan.
Yeah, like they have different like
genetics.
Forms. Yeah, different genetics.
Okay.
And also because they're training under different people. So
Is he still training with Wiz?
Goku is. Vegeta's training with Beerus.
I want to see Vegeta versus Beerus because that's gonna be funny.
Yeah.
Beerus is like the cat guy.
Yeah, Beerus the cat. Yeah, they got the God of Destruction. So it's quite cool at the moment.
Who won the fight? Like I'm sure if they're watching the podcast, they probably watch it. I feel.
Yeah, I think that would be.
If you haven't watched Dragon Ball Super, watch Dragon Ball Super. That's all I can tell.
You're not really sleeping on anything, to be honest. It's just normal Dragon Ball.
I need to put that on the list. I need to watch.
Yeah. It's worth it. Another Shonen Jump. If I talk about at the moment, we're talking about anime or manga.
It's up to you. I prefer it said anime, but I feel.
Well, anime wise, obviously, Naruto, fight that people will never forget. Madara versus everyone, basically. Madara versus Kage. Madara against in particular, Madara against the Shinobi Alliance.
That was rude. That wasn't a fight. That was a massacre.
Fight insane. You see Madara not even using hand signs or ninjutsu, just pure raw taijutsu, beating everyone up. Crazy fight.
I remember that fight. Like I remember when people I come across clips again and I just see him doing the madness.
Different level.
It's the eyes. It's when his eyes start moving, like they zoom in.
People.
No, like because he's a Sharingan, so they focusing on his eyes and you just see his eyes moving in bare different directions. It looks sick. I'm trying to think there's too many fights in Naruto because there's like Naruto versus Sasuke 1 and like part 1 and part 2.
That first one was.
It was
like a draw in it. Yeah.
Also, like that was the end. The first series. And the second part.
I feel like the second one was better because like the storyline behind it and like the emotion. With like there was one bit like it wasn't like Sasuke fighting him, but it was like Sasuke like literally getting like he was in the wall and then he just punching down on the thing and it's like, what did he say? He says it was like and why don't you just leave me alone? Like, but it was like you can see like the emotion in his like voice and the animation. Which
I just want to like point something out. Like I've noticed with a lot of animes, when they move past the physical combat fighting, they would like JoJo is. Okay, like but they have these stands. Have you watched JoJo's? Have you watched JoJo's? Okay, but it's like in Naruto when they were fighting, like they have their energy orbs. So it's just like I realize a lot of these animes, like they'll go from physical fight, then they just fight with energy. And it's just like
when they do that, it gets too much. Like,
it's just like okay, so now they're like god level fighting essentially. It's just like that was just a little point there. But I feel like let me mention a fight that's non Dragon Ball Z or non Naruto.
No, but I was looking through it, but it's like I got Mob Psycho fights, but I can't remember the
character's name.
Oh yeah, Mob is just nuts.
So I don't know if you watched Baki yet. Have you seen Baki?
I can't watch Baki. I watched the first 2 seasons, I think.
Or Baki?
Yeah, because it's like there's been like
on Netflix
there's like I feel like there's more because there's Baki than Baki Hanuma.
Yeah, like I think it's a continuation of like the first. I don't know if there's like 2 seasons in the first show. Yeah, there's Baki and there's 2 seasons, and then there's Baki Hammer, which is 1 season or something like that.
Because there's one, the new one is when he's in prison, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's one before that when he's doing that tournament when he's poisoned.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Because I've seen like bits of that one. I haven't seen the like with carry on because I was saying
no worries.
Because with Baki, I wasn't paying attention to it when I was watching it. It was just something I had it on, so I can't really remember any of the fights.
Like with that one, there was a fight between like, it's not really a spoiler, but Baki's dad is like basically the most powerful creature on Earth, and he was in the tournament and he was facing some like guy called Kaku.
Was it the old guy?
Yeah, the old guy. Yeah, I feel like I had to put that in the list because I watched that recently, so that was in my memory. But like that fight was crazy because like the technique the old guy used to essentially defend himself was like basically like. He was basically turning himself like really pliable and soft to absorb the brutality of the punches and like this is a spoiler, but he kind of dies at the end of the fight, but he doesn't die. He like has a technique where he can kill it, like he knows how to fake being dead. So I was like, even though he lost the fight, like that was a bit mad. So I feel like that's one of the maddest fights I've seen in an anime, and yeah, it was pretty crazy. So
I would say. Father in Full Metal Alchemist versus everyone. There's the last fight.
Yeah.
He was moving nuts. And actually no, that remember the Führer versus everyone when he
that guy is cold. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Levi. The way he just like does everything with the sword. Yeah, that Führer guy is different.
I remember glimpses, but I can't remember. I've watched that.
He sliced. He goes like everyone's back.
It's when he sliced the tank.
Yeah.
Like the ammunition from the tank.
Yeah,
he sliced it off.
And then he goes inside the tank, and then he's killing everyone inside the tank, and then he just take. Who was it? Is him versus? Is it Ling? For the Führer versus Ling were just nuts as well. Yeah. I don't know whether that's a spoiler. If anyone hasn't watched Full Metal Alchemist, you should watch both of them. Full Metal Alchemist and Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. Does it come?
Did you watch both series? Which one did you watch first? Brotherhood?
No, Full Metal Alchemist.
But it repeats itself, right? It's like
for me, it's like 2 completely different stories because they go like
they're different endings.
Yeah, and Brotherhood follows the manga more. But I was an idiot. I thought because I saw 2 Full Metal and then Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, I thought there's season 1 and season 2. But I didn't realise that was like the same series, isn't it?
Different adaptation. Yeah. Just like how they have Shaman King 2021. Because Shaman King is anime only, whereas Shaman King 2021 is pure like manga content. In terms of the fights from that, what can I say? I think one of my favourite fights so far is Ren versus what's his name again? It'll come to me. Yo's brother. How? Ren versus Hao's lackeys because
was that the one when he spoilers?
Yeah, if you haven't watched Shaman King 2021,
it's the one when he died.
Yeah, when Ren dies, because for the first time it's like
there's actually consequences.
Someone's actually dead. like the main character's actually dead, and everyone's like, what are we gonna do? And then obviously, spoilers. he is revived because of shamanic powers.
Like Juju.
Basically, he's revived. So I think that's kind of cool because they bring that whole shamanic lore into the story.
Yeah, that's the first time. Yeah.
But then obviously they kind of abuse it later on, but we won't get into that.
I'm like 5 episodes, 4 episodes behind, and you can catch up.
Yeah, there's stuff that's going on at the moment.
So does Shaman King 2021 go in? Like, it does the new Shaman King series. Is it good?
Yeah, it's decent. I definitely give it a watch. Like if you haven't watched it.
I'm watching it for nostalgic sake because truly, it's not. I don't feel like. I don't know whether it's just me, but I'm watching it for nostalgic sake, and like watching this one. Like sometimes I miss a week, and I'm like, oh, I missed a week. It's not like some kind of must watch type thing. If you get what I'm saying. Does that make sense?
Really?
Yeah. I don't know.
I disagree because for me, when I watch it, like there's some parts of the story that okay, yeah, this is dragging, but then something will happen. I'll be like, oh, okay, hold on, I'm switched on again now.
Yeah,
so
that's
like,
what happened.
it's like, it's in between. It's not like at the top, but it's not at the bottom either.
Yeah.
It's like, not bad. So definitely give that a rating. What about something else in 2021? Coming to 2022, Demon Slayer. You know the controversy that some people have with Demon Slayer, but nevertheless, epic animation. The fight between Tanjiro, Uzui, Nezuko, Zenitsu, and who else? And Inosuke versus the upper 6 demons. Can we talk about the animation?
I stopped and watched.
What season is that? Season 2?
Is it better than the Rigoku one?
Pardon?
Is it better than the Rigoku?
Yes.
And the first season.
It's the best episode of Demon Slayer ever.
I swear it crashed Crunchyroll that and Attack on Titan because the Attack on Titan episode was mad that week.
That week both episodes were insane.
And then, have you been watching Dress Up Darling?
I haven't.
Okay, I've been watching it. Yeah, so that same weekend, them 2 episodes came out. Yeah, that topped. That had like the top rating or something.
Really?
Dress Up Darling, and everyone was like, "Why is there a cosplay while getting a thingy in front of like too good?"
Yeah, that's crazy.
But,
yeah, no, that's wild.
Joey, do you have any top fights?
Yeah, okay. I'll go to Bleach. So one of the first fights I saw in Bleach, Ichigo versus Kenpachi.
that fight was cool.
So yeah, so obviously it was just how like Ichigo was fighting a top opponent when he got to the Soul Society world, and then obviously Kenpachi has no Bankai, and it was just the way it ended as well. And obviously he knew that he had to fight multiple captains as well to save Rukia as well.
The only thing with Bleach, the power scaling is mad because the first time, he goes into Soul Society and he's already as strong as all the captains. Like there's no like.
He got the power from Rukia as well.
No, but it was his own spiritual pressure.
Yeah.
But to me, like I'm still haven't finished it. But what episode I'm on? I'm like 343. But like
I found that mad as well.
I feel like the power scaling in Bleach is mad compared like.
But remember Ichigo because.
Don't spoil it if there's some.
That's the thing, because I don't want to say. I don't know how far you are.
I'm 343.
But there's some something
about Aizen, isn't it?
No, it's not to do with Aizen. It's to do with Ichigo's. All I'm gonna say is to do with firstly, it's to do with Ichigo's background. So it's not like he just.
I don't think.
Yeah. So like that kind of like evens out the playing field, and then obviously he trained under.
Urahara.
Urahara and Yoruichi, so it kind of makes sense. Yeah, when you put it like that.
Okay, so for me, falling out like the power scaling is mad. Like I don't know, it's like it doesn't make sense how strong he was. But I guess I'm gonna find out after. But I'm trying to think, cause I was gonna say something I forgot.
But if we're bringing it back to Dragon Ball Z, or Dragon Ball, you were saying Super, but I think a good fight was Gohan versus
I knew, as soon as you said Dragon Ball, I knew
I thought it's one of the best fights.
Because like, I was even thinking of mentioning the Fraser fight. I was like, I didn't really enjoy that fight too much. I felt like it kind of dragged at the time. At the time I was watching it, I was just like, I'm just really watching this to see what happens. But I felt like, and obviously he turned Super Saiyan, but like, that was such a slow burn for me. But like, that whole Cell saga, I feel like it was paced nicely. And like that fight was
He's the
just
worst
crazy.
dad ever.
Yeah.
He's the worst dad ever. Who throws a sensu bean? Yeah, who throws a sensu bean to his cell and tells him go fight him? Like, why would you do that?
That's like on some pride stuff. I don't know what that was about.
No wonder the reason why Gohan don't fight now is because he has PTSD. Like
they say like that.
you can see he has PTSD. That's why he doesn't want to fight no more. Like he's weak. Or not weak. He's weaker.
When I was 7 years old.
Pressure, yeah.
Man is a pacifist. Man's got having to fight.
Do you know how old he was at that time?
He was
14?
Yeah, he was like 13, 14. Came back, bro.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan. Nah. He was
Like child soldier.
bro. Naruto is basically child soldiers.
They are.
Don't kill me.
With the Ninetales, he has to be. The Naruto.
No, but they go to the ninja wars. Kids are going to war.
That's true.
What do you think about
When you put it into perspective, that's mad.
Yeah, all of them, isn't it? Just,
That's mad.
Wait, is it now? Let me stop.
We're gonna get demonetized for this.
Why? Well, we'll let the algorithm do its thing. But do you have any other?
let's turn it. Okay, in One Piece, Luffy's top fight, Rob Lucci. No one can dispute that.
Categories fights, but him and categories, but
Yeah, actually.
Okay, my
There's a
top
top
One
there.
Piece one was the Doflamingo one. That was like my favorite.
Do you know why it's not?
Why?
Because what's his name? Trafalgar Law helped him out.
2 versus 1.
Trafalgar Law helped him out. He took like half his damage and then he finished the job. Actually, wait. Yeah,
Fair enough, like, but another fight.
that
I
was a good
liked.
fight because it did like it was a long fight. Like
Yeah, but I just
Cool,
like,
like,
when,
that's
no,
why
but
they-
that kick, yeah. When you start seeing like lightning, and you don't know, like obviously with One Piece, like it's dragged out in it. But when they start to introduce those kind of effects, I was
Yeah, I know
like,
what
oh,
you mean.
they're moving different now.
and do you know that thing to Flamingo when he had to do the bird case? Did that not take all his power as well? Like,
Oh, the strings.
yeah, I thought so for because he's controlling the whole city, or even the whole like,
That guy was crazy.
whilst fighting like
He was born evil.
yeah.
He was, yeah. And then they kicked him out of the
Yeah,
society.
but
His chances was messed up.
yeah, but his brother didn't turn out like that.
Yeah, he was a good guy.
He was born evil. Okay, people may not be
But
born
Celestial
evil, but he
Dragons, I
was
thought,
But I feel like he was born that way, but he wouldn't have become the villain he was
yeah,
without like the whole. I don't know what happened. Like he was beat up by like robbers or something.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's because there were celestial dragons, and then he killed his father
That's right.
because he said we shouldn't like.
Fight back or something.
No, dad said that he shouldn't fight back, but he was saying why did you make us leave the thing? Like he thought it was. Don't you feel like he was better than everyone anyway when he was the way he used to treat the slaves there was mad as well.
Yeah, that's just,
So even that, and then when he went into the role, like wasn't in the what was it called, Mary John? He was just like horrible to people, to be honest. But
That was a good arc. Like I liked the arc, the Thriller Bark one, where he was fighting. What's his name?
like,
Or was the giant?
yeah, when he
Not the
Oh.
giant. What's his name?
Oh,
Moria.
Yeah, Gecko Moria.
Yeah, Gecko Moria.
Because like, I liked that arc because I felt like that's when One Piece started to get a bit more exciting for me.
Because you
Like,
knew it was gonna get that hard.
yeah, like the world building took a different turn around that time for me.
No, was that the first Warlord you fought? No, that was Crocodile.
No, what's ever? For me, it was because
No, that was
Crocodile took that Alabasta arc dragged for me.
it dragged, but at least there was 3 different fights.
Yeah.
So that made it more epic,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
like-
spoil it.
But I feel like One Piece, sometimes I'll just be watching to reach the end. Like,
That's how I think they done one now.
It's a story. It's a story more than that.
Because you know you
That's
can-
what-
yeah, like sometimes, yeah.
It's a story. That's what.
and I don't know, I don't think I can afford to waste any
You're
more
never
time
gonna watch
watching
it, are
it.
you?
I mean,
It's too long now.
If there's a void in your
we'll
life.
see. We'll
Okay,
see if there's a
episode-
void. Yeah, if all the great shows have ended, then I'll go on which one.
He's sleeping watching.
I watched that during quarantine. That 4 months. I was
Oh,
back
yeah,
down
you said
4
that,
months.
yeah. You overtook
So
me.
it's one of my
I
favorite.
started year 10, I was still.
But imagine we had I had quarantine to do. We had exams and everything, and then having
Season,
to college and uni, and having to try and watch.
That makes sense.
That is madness.
And another best fight that's like recent was for Attack on Titan when Eren was fighting the Warhammer Titan. That was a good fight for me. Like it just showed how like ruthless he had become. and like how he like crushed up the host like with the teeth of the other jaw, and I was just like, okay.
I want to say stuff about Attack on Titan, but I can't because
Why not? That was still season 2, but
so I don't want to spoil it.
You guys don't read the manga?
Did you read
With the last
anime
manga chapter, yeah, I don't think I've read that very last one properly. Like
Okay,
the dreamlike sequence.
I'm
or whatever.
not gonna spoil it. Yeah, I'm gonna keep quiet because I know people are gonna watch the anime and people are gonna be moving mad if you spoil it. And people say it's spoilers.
What, the last season not done for the anime?
No, and the thing is, aren't they gonna do a movie? They think they're not gonna finish
binge watching
adapting the manga chapters in this season.
Are you sure?
So
Apparently, people said they're gonna do a movie.
Really?
Wait, to conclude it, like the very last episode, like very last.
Like a couple of chapters, they're gonna adapt it to a movie. That's
Really?
what
How do you think they're gonna actually end the? Oh well, we can't say that.
I don't know because I saw it somewhere. I can't remember what chapter is gonna end.
Because there's only 4 episodes left, so
Yeah, apparently it's not gonna finish.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because
But
the deep
that'll be
part,
jarring.
It's deep part. There's
But
still
yeah,
quite a few.
there's quite a bit left.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, well, doesn't make sense, but makes sense. You know, I kind of wish I just finished it in the anime.
Yeah.
They always have to do movies for everything, you know. But another recent thing that came by Ed last year, Mushoku no Tensei. If anyone's watched that, it's what's his name again? Rudius.
Oh yeah, that's too cool.
His team members. I've forgotten their names now.
Dead End.
Yeah, Dead End basically
Eris
against
and Eris. What's the guy's name? I forgot the guy's name. The blue dude.
yeah.
Wait, which fight are you talking about? Are you talking about the fight that when they
got killed? Yeah, basically. Yeah, against his name's Dragoon, isn't it? Or Dragon?
It's Dragon God.
The Dragon God, basically. Whew, that fight is how you go from 0 to 100.
He was so
Like-
peaked. I just died out of nowhere.
Great animation, great storytelling. Definitely an anime everyone should watch.
Have they done the Crunchyroll Awards yet?
Crunchyroll Wars?
Is Crunchyroll? It is Crunchyroll. Do you know when they did the Anime of the Year thing?
I don't think so.
Oh, I'll say for me that would have probably been the Anime of the Year. To be honest.
Oh yeah, 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you because I haven't watched anything better since. To be honest,
And that anime was.
Mushoku no Tensei, Jobless Reincarnation.
Anyone else?
Let me take it to.
I was also gonna say the Eren versus Annie fight was pretty sick. Like at that time period when that happened, I was like, oh, this is hardcore. Like, and Annie obviously she shelled him, and then she like turned to ice. Yeah, or ice. I don't know what she turned into,
She
but
crystallized herself.
yeah.
Months.
Oh, that's
So that was a crazy one. I'm gonna find out. But yeah, I think that was like all I could remember on the list. Obviously, there's other fights out there.
Goku versus Majin Vegeta. You guys remember that one?
Was that in Super? No, not Super.
Dragon Ball.
Z.
Yeah, that was cold. I love
Majin.
Dragon Ball Z. I remember watching that in year 10. And then
Oh, yeah, the
rewatching it
Majin
again.
saga.
Watching Dragon Ball
That
Z
fight
Kai.
was sick. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the same medium.
The Majin Buu saga was interesting. I don't know. I feel like from the outset, because I knew it existed before I actually watched it, right? And like there was a glamour about it that I could see on the outside compared to when I actually watched it. Just this chubby guy, and then he became
Super Buu and Kid Buu was in it.
yeah, and then he.
Because they absorb different people.
Different forms.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
Super Buu was not
Super Gohan.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
annoying. That fight was good to be honest. And then when Goten, was it Goten and Trunks went Go Trunks?
Go Trunks, yeah.
That was it. That fight
Yeah,
was
the
cool.
combination thing.
Yeah.
The mirror.
And
What's
then
it called? The
obviously
mirror dance.
Yeah, the fusion dance.
Yeah, fusion.
Yeah.
So mirror dance.
Oh yeah.
And then Vegeta and Goku put on the Potara earrings
Yeah.
and went Super Vegito against
Super Vegeta.
Super Buu. And obviously Super Buu lost, but then Super Buu absorbed them. And so and then they had to escape.
Yeah, how long? That episode,
Yeah.
them episodes dragged
Yeah,
when they were inside.
inside Majin Buu.
Yeah, that was
Crazy.
Dragged.
I can't remember the world of being inside Majin Buu. I can't remember.
Yeah.
It was bare dark.
It's like just dark and like they're like clones of people like they had to fight and stuff in the place.
Imagine fusing with someone. that would be crazy.
You know what?
It's a good thing that's unique to only Dragon Ball. I don't see any other animes that they do fusions.
Imagine, no, I can't even. I don't want to imagine.
Nah, imagine if they did some Attack on Titan. Well, they eat each other, and then they absorb their powers, and they have their memories as well. So that's a form of fusion dancing.
Eren is just the nutsest main character ever.
Yeah.
You know how I'm saying?
From the first season, I learned.
You don't even understand. He basically set everything out to happen how it happened.
Oh yeah.
And even
That's
when
crazy.
From the jumping.
even let his I can't even say it.
Okay, you're making me want to watch it.
Say that. What?
Do you know when was it the last chapter? He was when they went into that dream sequence, and then he was like, he basically let his mum get eaten. He's the one who let his mum get eaten. He set it out so his mum could get eaten.
Wait, how was it? Because I can't remember like how the intricacies of.
I can't remember. It reminded me of do you know the dreamscape in Berserk? That's what it reminded me of. Because he was spoilers. Basically, he was talking to. Do you know when he had that meeting with Mechazar and Armin? He basically, I don't know what he did. He touched them and then he made them forget the conversation. He basically said what he was gonna do, and then for some reason he brought up that he basically made his mum eat himself. But it was, do you know that dream sequence where they're at it looks like the Tree of Life, where it was all the Titans and where they all go or whatever. It's basically that.
The paths.
Yeah, that's it. The paths.
And he went out of his way to make that time. Like it gets heady.
I thought all this time was his dad or that chain thing. What?
And then there was the bit with the dad where it's just like speaking to he was like, "That Aaron's done out here." Yeah, that was mad.
Spoilers. Skip ahead.
What else have I got?
I was thinking of mentioning like some Hunter fights, but my memory for Hunter was just a bit.
Read my mind. Gon vs Pito.
Yeah. But
Gon, the cat lady.
Yeah. Is it a girl or boy?
P2.
Yeah, cause he.
Well, like that show and.
I feel like in the manga it's portrayed to be a boy, but in the anime it's a girl. So I think maybe they changed it.
Back together that bit. But in Hunter x Hunter, I'll say the Gon versus Hisoka. In the arena, that fight was mad. Like the amount of action of the technical aspects of that fight. Would you not call it a fight?
No, the one I'm thinking about in my head. So.
What was it?
Killua when he takes out that guy's heart.
Yeah, that was ruthless. I feel like that is a fight because he took out someone's heart. But
I can't even say. Do you know when they the volleyball match? You can't even call that a fight, but that was so sick.
Man, people were getting blasted with.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah.
I was like, all hundreds, like everything's a fight, like battle, like
fight for their life.
Yeah.
What's that guy's name? Do you know the guy, the bomber? Even Gon versus the bomber.
Oh yeah, that was hard.
But even that.
The guy with the dip, like he was spinning on an axis, like.
No, him. Do you know in Greed Island?
Oh yeah.
When he's
that island thing was long, not long, but it was meant to be how it was. But I just remember feeling like, damn.
At first I didn't like it. Then now
that's one of my favorite arcs, just because of like how it is. Like there's so much. There's like a training arc, and like
so
it's a new world, and then they have these enemies that they have to fight, and like even some of the fights aren't serious, but then some of the fights are like what bring the story along, and like even in the end. He doesn't find his dad, but like it was like the whole journey like leading up to it, and then obviously the arc is so sick because it's actually when you think about it in perspective of the Hunter x Hunter world, it's so calm from when you then jump into the what's it called the Chimera Ant arc. And
was that was after?
Yes, they literally jump into it.
In my head, it feels like that game, that Creed Island was after everything. Like
So when you put it into perspective, it's like
in a way, Kieran Pidcock has finished that Phantom, that Spider guy.
That first Karapaka versus the what's this Yugo?
I was happy for him because obviously he won it.
Exactly. Watching that in the '99 version is madness.
Is it even better?
Look, it's darker. You see blood, eyes red, the moon dripping blood. It's nuts.
I need to watch that as well.
The 99 version. I prefer the 99. I understand what am I trying to say? The 99 version is darker, and I like that. And I like the 2011 version. And the reason why people like the 2011 version is because they balance the darkness and the not happiness, or the carefreeness
of it,
because it's brighter, and then when it's the dark moments, it's dark moments.
Yeah,
But the colour scheme for 99 is just pure dark.
yeah.
Like it's dark.
Yeah. I feel like, well, recently I had to do my research because I couldn't remember like most of the fights. Like the fight with Trollo, Lucifer versus like the two assassins, like that was.
Yeah.
From Killer's dad and grandfather.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
that was.
Have you guys read the manga of Hunter x Hunter?
No.
There's a fight with Kuroro and Hisoka, and when that gets animated,
Oh, I heard about
That fight's
Tell me
gonna be
about
mad.
it.
And
versus who?
And you told me-
Kuroro,
Oh, you told me-
it's
Yeah,
nuts.
Because you got that was a dream fight, innit? Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah.
Wait, tell me again how you got this power back?
It was what's it? And then Exorcist.
Yeah, he's done
Exorcist.
from Green Island. You know that black guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that black guy.
Because that meme when Hisoka found out that he lost his name was too.
That sounds
It's the funniest
Crazy
meme.
And obviously you
I
have
didn't see that.
Hisoka versus all of Phantom Troop, essentially. Well, not all of the Phantom Troop, but you know, the few members that
The few, yeah.
fought Hisoka. So hopefully one day it'll get animated. Fingers crossed.
I hope they do that one.
How many years has it been? I think it's been like
4 or 5.
4 years.
4 years.
4 years. No, wait.
I want to say 4.
4 years.
3, 4
'cause-
years.
Since the last, like,
taking a break or
manga
something.
No, the mangaka.
Is it old?
No, it's not old. He has health problems.
Oh, health problems.
I just hope the same thing doesn't happen. What happened to
I was thinking about that.
You-
But I don't want to say that. I felt like that was quite.
Say it out loud.
Let me take that back. Let me take that back. I just pray it don't happen.
Manifest it, yeah.
God forbid.
Because that needs to be finished.
Berserk is crazy. Like
You
Berserk.
can't even see. I haven't watched
like-
the 99 and
Berserk is just like guts killing everyone. So like that's just like the theme. So he's just a bit mad.
Ichigo is a like. What am I trying to say? Is this a big reference for Guts?
A lot of characters out there.
Yeah,
From where?
Guts, do you know
Because the big sword.
the big sword, and then you know when he goes to Soul
He should go from
Bleach.
Bleach.
Oh,
yeah, do you know when the big sword,
Yeah.
and then I swear, was it? Wow, my brain's just went off tangent. Never mind. But the big sword, and then there's a scene where like he comes back from training with not Yorihara. What's the girl's name?
Yuriichi.
Yuichi.
And then he's like bandaged up, and he has a big cloak and the thing around his neck. He just looks like Guts. But yeah, you're right. Bear character.
Speaking of Bleach, that Yuichi against, is it Soifon?
Oh, that was a good fight.
That fight is hard.
That was a
Underrated
good
fight.
yeah.
Underrated
That fight is hard.
She's cold.
I thought the Aizen fight versus Ichigo was underwhelming.
At the end.
Yeah.
That's because I guess Ichigo is so like
Yeah.
trained so
Oh,
much.
you have watched that bit. Oh, so you're on
It
the.
was-
I'm on 343.
The full bring up.
Like,
Yeah,
the full
yeah,
bring, that's-
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
like, we got to write.
No, but
Yeah.
wait.
You finished that last fight? Yeah, that was.
Yeah, but I feel like you guys are gonna say something.
No, I was going to talk about the Hollow. Full bring that. I was going to talk about the Hollow.
Yeah.
The Hollow Master.
Yeah.
I also saw some spoilery clip for Bleach because I watched like maybe 60 episodes or like after the first main arc thing, and then he's back on Earth or something. But like I must have watched some spoilery. I'm not gonna say what happened,
yeah.
but like I realized how like you're about to mention something about like
Full bring.
no about his history. And
His family. Yeah, his family background. Yeah.
But it's just like
There's another one.
like.
There's loads.
What's his
Like
name?
the thing that happened in that clip, I'm just like, wait, like how is my guy overcoming that? So yeah.
No, do you remember the
Bleach
worst
is
death
just-
in Bleach? What's like, you know the scientist guy, the captain?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. The one that looks like a bug.
You didn't see how you ended that guy with that slow death? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Which fight is this?
Oh, so
Is that when they went Huno Monchos?
the final, what's his name? He was fighting that guy, he had a lot of arms. And
Oh, I know
then-
who you're talking about.
I think he stabbed him, but it
was-
takes him 1,000 years before.
Oh yeah, he's bugging out. Yeah. I know who you're talking about. I forgot his name.
I forgot his
Was
name. He has like pink
he
hair.
looked arms and you said he was bugging out.
Yeah, but no, because when he stabbed him, like time went slower.
Slower, like 1,000 years they said before it'll pierce him.
bugging out.
And he was a madman, that scientist. It's like one finger, wait, he's crazy, man.
He's Bleach Man 2022. We ready? Come on.
And then also Ichigo against Grimjaw.
That's one of the best fights as
That
well.
fight is.
Animation
It's better than the one. It's better than the one against what's it?
Ukira, you think so?
Ukira.
I think so as
He
well.
disappointed me, Ukira, or I think.
Ukira, because
Oh yeah.
because both fights are one. That's weird because both fights are one-sided.
They hyped Ukira to be some
Yeah, exactly.
second in command, and he just got,
Yeah.
not easily, but like it was like a 10-minute fight.
Yeah.
I thought
I'm sorry, the best fight
Grimjaw
so
did
far.
better. You know, I think
The best fight for me in Bleach is Kenpachi versus Ichigo.
Okay.
That's the and actually the Byakuya versus Ichigo. was the fight.
actually, that one was. Byakuya should have won though, because his power is just over that. But I guess the script has to run.
Plot.
Script has to
Plot armor.
Plot armor.
Yeah, basically plot armor. Yeah.
I don't think I have any more fights.
I think I have a couple. Itatori and Toda versus.
Oh yeah.
When they start doing the clap.
Yeah.
And they switch.
Cold.
Cold.
It's like a street ball fight. It's just beating up.
Jujutsu Kaisen. Oh, when they animate Shibuya.
Yeah, Shibuya.
Oh my
crazy.
god.
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen is better than Demon Slayer.
I agree 1,000% on that. I put Jujutsu Kaisen in my top 5 easily. Hands down.
That's what you need to watch that, right?
Jujutsu Kaisen is top 5 anime. Don't know. Now you know.
And if you don't know, now you know, nigga.
Of all time.
Yeah.
I need to give it a watch.
Yeah.
Jujutsu, bro.
How many episodes are there?
First season 24. And the manga's kind of short. It hasn't finished yet, but it's 100 and something chapters right now. So.
And the movie's coming out in 2 weeks
I don't want to go. I need to watch it.
in the UK.
I feel cool.
Got an underrated one in Naruto. What's his name called? Can't lie, Rock Lee against Gara.
Gara, I knew you were gonna say
That's not underrated. Everyone loves that fight. When the weight
yeah.
When he dropped the noise it made, it just
And it was like, what the hell? Like, how heavy those weights were. That's like the first time.
as well. Like, if you had the other,
I like his sensei in the war fight.
Guy Sensei versus
Madara, that was bad.
That's the first time we see the 8 gates like at full potential.
Yeah.
And then he still got quaffed, but
That's
still like
peak. It was peak.
yeah. And then he basically like crippled himself, just released that, and then did he heal up? Like in Boruto, is he like?
Man's in his
Still I should have laughed.
But that shows you the power scaling of like Madara, especially at like Otsutsuki like level, like that Madara was basically untouchable. And Madara had to be written out by plot. Like no one could be, even Naruto and Sasuke with the 6-part powers still couldn't beat Madara.
But then you get powered up by something. He powered up, then you
Madara,
you're
because Black Zetsu betrayed him and then absorbed him into becoming Kaguya.
No, but see that's what annoyed the whole Kaguya thing annoyed me because it came out of nowhere. There was no story like
there was no build up to
there wasn't
it was just like bam change the plot completely. I feel you. Oh man.
And I'll say I haven't watched that fight. I've read them. I did watch that fight. No. You've watched the Jigen. I haven't watched the Jigen.
Naruto and Sasuke vs.
I
Jigen.
haven't seen that, but the movie one, the Naruto movie. Naruto and Sasuke versus
Momoshiki.
Yeah, that was
that's a hard fight. Yeah, but yeah, I'd say, to be honest, in my ranking, I would put that Momoshiki fight below.
So that's it.
Jigen and Naruto vs Sasuke, because Naruto and Sasuke fight Jigen twice, and the first time is sick, but obviously you get to see, just because Jigen's powers are different to everyone else, so you kind of see like how powerful Jigen actually is.
Are they in the same universe?
Yeah.
Oh, is that in Boruto?
Yeah.
They need to explain like the Uzutsuki clan and like they're basically aliens and like they just got for me it gets out of hand, but I need the.
But you see where the plot is going, and obviously, if you're reading Boruto, and now it's hopefully, fingers crossed, we're going into a time skip soon. Because
I'll start reading it.
Has there already been a time skip?
No, not yet. They're going into it.
I'll start reading it again when they go to the time skip.
I didn't like Boruto, but do you reckon I should give it a chance?
That's something. I don't know if
don't watch anime, just read the manga.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
Kakashi versus Obito. Best anime fight ever for me.
whatever.
Yeah.
How do you pronounce the name properly? I was going to use a
That's probably the only anime name I can pronounce properly. That fact, the story behind it, and between the flashbacks and the thing.
They knew each one they were using.
Yeah, it's the whole backstory to it, the whole emotion to it. For me, it's the best anime fight.
And it had parallels of like the relationship with Sasuke and
it's cold.
Sakurai.
the rock, bro.
Yeah, that was sweet.
I know we didn't like the
I remember reading the manga.
Jiraiya Sensei against Pain. That was a good fight.
I'm like, wow, that's peak.
Because obviously it's hard to mention that fight because obviously
I forgot that fight.
obviously he lost, but
Pain versus Jiraiya.
That was a cold fight. That was a cold.
It's emotional. It was the first time like
when Jiraiya went stage, man, I was like, ooh, what is that?
because he felt like
God.
it was just.
But obviously, Pain showed was 6 more, and I was like, oh.
Wait, so why did he? Was he not strong enough to defeat him? Basically,
Nah. Pain is like
Because
Pain literally wiped out everyone.
They know Pain.
Pain was.
They know they have to know Pain somehow. Man was basically dying.
Like I
When
think
they found him in his trunk was.
I remember Masashi Kishimoto saying that Pain arc was like kind of like a what if. Like they just murked everyone, like because basically almost everyone died. Like essentially,
when
they had like a resurrection thing.
yeah, they had to do like a resurrection thing at the end of the arc.
Kakashi died would have been bigger for Naruto than Jiraiya dying to me.
Yeah.
And Sasuke would have felt something if Kakashi died.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, definitely.
That's the thing.
Fam, he let everyone know when he died.
You know what I mean? Like, Sasuke would have felt something if Kakashi died.
Would he?
Yeah,
Nah,
he would, definitely.
That guy can't be trusted. Even in Boruto, you guys need to watch out for Sasuke.
Still don't trust him.
You think so?
I don't know. He's obviously.
He's calm now. But before, and another fight that was mad, Sasuke versus Danzo. That is crazy.
Was that when he was like doing some metamorphosis? And
is that when he got ascended?
The Susanoo.
Oh yeah, it's also no.
Yeah, Susanoo. Yeah.
No, but Danzo wasn't full powered. He didn't. He was scared that he had to fight. Was it Kakashi?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
He was scared he was gonna have to fight someone else if he killed Sasuke just in case.
Oh, was Danzo the one who had his collection of eyes?
Yeah,
and he was like using them to basically stay immortal.
Yeah.
In Izanagi?
Yeah, Izanagi.
Danzo's one politician, man.
Sasuke and Itachi versus Kabuto. Hard fight.
Even Sasuke versus Itachi was a cold fight.
Yeah.
The Genjutsu was disgusting.
Yeah. And taking Sasuke's. I know when he took Sasuke's eyes.
Yeah.
One of his eyes. Jeez.
Did he lose it forever?
Nah, he got it back. And then he unlocked his Mangekyo Sharingan. And that's the first time you see the pattern in Sasuke's.
There's mob fights, but I can't remember their names. There's mob fights. You know mob when his brother was getting beaten up
In the alleyway,
yeah, that fight was sick.
That's like the first time you see Mob, like, yeah.
Mob Psycho season 3's coming up soon.
I'm looking forward to that.
Can't
man.
wait.
That's actually like, it's not like, it's kind of like if you know, you know, one of those animes. Like, it's not bad at all. Like, especially season 2 is even better than season 1.
Yeah.
Mob Psycho.
Yeah.
And you see do you know when the animation is cold, the fight's gonna be cold when you see cubes.
Yeah.
cubes and cubes. It's cold.
Just another anime that has cubes and cubes and cubes.
What do you mean cubes?
We're talking about.
You know when they animate the fights, and they break the like stone or something, and you see cubes.
Share the speed of like how fast. It's just going. Hero Academia has loads of those fights. Deku versus what's her name? In season 4, forgot his name now. But the mafia guy.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Overall, yeah.
For personally, that fight was underwhelming compared to the manga.
Yeah, I can understand that as well. Because
what was his power?
He could DK kind of. Yeah, it was DK stuff as well. But it's a different type of decay. I can't remember exactly. But it was like to do with like bodily functions, I believe. So.
Oh, and then he had to like get some help from people. Like was there someone who could like regenerate or pass on people's powers?
Oh no, he took there's a girl that he kidnapped called Eri, who can rewind people back to like a state where they have powers.
Okay.
And like constantly rewind them. So why the Deku vs Overhaul fight is so interesting is because Deku goes 100% like infinite because Eri is on his back and is helping him at the same time whilst he's using All for One. That's the first time you see Deku at 100%.
Okay.
Basically, it's basically Super Saiyan 2.
Oh yeah. But
No more flicking people to
Like just full on punches and kicks.
Todoroki versus Deku in the festival.
Yeah, that's a
That
sports
was
festival.
sick. That was
Crazy
sick
fight.
Where is it for?
Hey, see, Todoroki uses flames for the first time, probably.
It made him use it. No,
But then obviously Todoroki got murked by Bakugo.
but I can't remember how that happened. How did that?
It's because Todoroki wasn't fighting 100%. He was kind of, first he was kind of tired, and two, he was overwhelmed with like using his flames from his father's side, and that kind of brought all his trauma back. So Bakugo was pissed that Todoroki wasn't fighting properly, and just decided to murk him. So
That guy is so annoying. I'm sorry.
Bakugo, yeah, screaming 24/7. But I rate that voice actor though.
Yeah. Does anyone do you watch Black Clover? Apparently the fights in Black Clover, okay, the kids at school they always say like Black Clover's really good.
Tommy keeps telling me to watch Black Clover, so I mean, if one of these days I will.
I watched the first 10 episodes and then I heard Asta screaming every episode.
That was the thing. I watched the first 2 episodes, and when Asta was screaming, I was like, nah, like I can't deal with this. So, but we'll see what happens, because I know some stuff, and I've been seeing some manga stuff that's quite interesting.
Yeah, that one says the manga's good. Trying to think what else.
Fire Force. What's the guy? Who's
The black guy.
No, not the, well, that guy with the ink powers. That was wavy. Fire Force. But in particular, the guy who's on the broomstick. I forgot his name. Iberimaru. That guy's crazy. That guy's crazy. Like, you could put him in any other anime and he'd be
too cold.
Yeah, be too cold.
He's a stronger to the verses in
I think so. Well, actually, no. Obviously, I haven't read like all the manga based. He's one of the strongest characters.
What? I need to read it.
Yeah, because then there's some crazy stuff going on with like what's his name? The main character, obviously.
His name's
Shinra. Yeah, Shinra. There's some crazy stuff going on with him.
See, the only when anime comes back, I'm gonna be annoyed with the fan service, and I just have to overlook it because what I know now is that the fact that it's a prequel.
It's actually not that bad from what I've read. Like where they left off in the anime, in the manga, there's not that much fan service. It's more like plot. Like driven.
Cause remember that episode when what's her name's clothes just kept on falling off.
Oh yeah. That still happens. I don't know why they do that, but yeah.
Anime fan service.
Who else? You know what wavy fight is? Callan versus what's his name again? I keep always forget their names. Code Geass. Callan versus Lucia's best friend. I forgot his name. But basically they have a mecha fight. But if you watched Code Geass, it's basically more for story than for like fights. But this is like one of the last fights in the anime. And basically the mechas like they keep getting destroyed, but like over time the mechas get stronger and better as the technology like develops and evolves. So by the time you're at the end, and Callan and still forgotten his name, have this fight, the mechas are like moving at like light speed, like just like flying across the screen, and that's probably one of the best fights I've ever seen.
At what rate do the technology evolve? Like, is it on a weekly basis?
I'd probably say like a few months, like throughout as the story progresses.
And how long would you say the span of the anime takes place? Or like a year?
I think it's 2 years, but I could be wrong.
Isn't there gonna be a new one or something?
That I do not know. It was rumored, but I don't know if it's been confirmed, because there was a plot. Because basically the anime ends one way, and then they did a movie that kind of continues from the anime. But if you prefer to stay with the anime ending, then you can stay with the anime ending, because that's like a perfect ending of the story.
Has anyone watched the rebuilds for Neon Genesis?
What?
Neon Genesis and Evangelion rebuild. So they've done. Do you know how the season series finished and then the movies? So they've done like the guy who directed it done rebuilds.
What's a rebuild?
Not reboots. Oh, they call it
Reboot.
reboots. Not reboots. They're alternates. It's just weird.
Oh, they renew.
Yeah,
How recent were they
the last movie, which like finished everything, was last year. There was a big thing about it. That like it was on Amazon and everything.
I think it still is on Amazon.
It's still, yeah. Because when I was like sick from like I had a cold or something. Was I had a cold? I think I was off from work and I just banged out all the things. But I don't get the hype behind it. Like I didn't really like the reboots, but probably because I was trying to binge watch it. But I prefer the series. The series is really good.
Did it follow like a similar storyline?
Yeah.
It wasn't. So it's like
Same,
in the same universe.
same universe and everything. But it's just mad.
Did it conclude it?
Yeah, it concluded it, but it did, but it didn't. It was weird.
They never want to conclude it. They always want to leave it up to
It was
interpretation.
very weird.
Just in case they decide to do
Because yeah, it was bad with the ending. But everyone says that's depression upon depression watching Evangelion, which I kinda agree with.
I'm thinking of some meme I saw about Shinji.
Oh, is that the one where he's beating his meat?
Remember I told you to watch it, the movie, and then
I think I was in Nigeria when you told me to watch the film. Like, yeah.
because I said, don't watch it. You told me, yeah, watch the film, and then you said like, what did you say, saying? And then and I was like, cute, and he's like, you'll know what I mean once you watch it. I was watching it downstairs on the laptop. Yeah, you see my man say that. I was like, oh no, please no. And then I had to watch it, like finish watching it upstairs.
Yeah, I was thinking, you have to go upstairs.
I didn't know, but his self-pity is mad.
Because what?
Self-pity that he has for himself is mad. Because he's like, after he done it, it's like, I'm the worst of the worst. I'm like, yes, you are. But like, yeah, sorry, went off a tangent because I had Mecha. Mecha does some Neon Genus.
So you call it Genus, not Genesis?
I can't say anything properly, so I said, but it's Genesis, Neon Genesis, Evangelion Genus. Why did I say Genus?
I don't know.
But that's all I just thought we just
I wouldn't mind rewatching that.
I want to rewatch it,
but it's like I need to have time. Like, and there's better stuff I need to actually watch that I haven't watched yet before I go and rewatch that.
One fight that everyone should watch: epic 2010-2011 start anime, edgy as hell. Fate Zero, Kiritsugu versus Kirei. Ooh, this fight is hard. They've been hyping it up since the beginning of the series.
Them ones, when they hype it episode 1.
All the way to the end, and it's like the perfect fight because they're both equally matched. And I'm not even gonna spoil how the fight ends, but it's just a mad fight. Like,
for Boruto, I know in the first episode they did something where they showed
Yes,
has that fight happened.
That's the only reason why I started reading it.
Is that gonna meant to be like the
it's supposed to be in the time skip, yeah.
Okay.
So damn annoying.
But do you think post that fight the show will continue? That fight isn't like
Yeah, I think so. I don't think that fight is the end.
I want Boruto to be the last of like the Naruto things. They can't make the children's children.
What would Boruto's child be named?
He would be so OP if it's with if they ship him as Sadora.
Yeah.
Who's that child?
Sakura and
Sasuke.
Sasuke's child.
Kasarada's Sharingan.
Man will have that joke, that eye that they don't know what it's called. Jogan,
yeah.
And then the Sharingan will just be OP.
Does Sakura have like any inherited abilities?
No, that's why I like her. Actually, everyone says she's useless, but I like her for that fact.
Because she trained to get the 1,000 healing jutsu. It wasn't like given to her. It was like she trained for it, so it makes sense.
So Renegon and
you don't even know what happened in. Oh, let me not say it.
What?
In the manga, do you remember what happened in the
Sasuke. Yeah. No, we're not talking about that.
They both got nerfed finally.
Now turn Sasuke.
or did someone like take them down a notch?
Yeah, Boruto.
It's not even funny, brother.
So you chef them.
I'm not saying anything.
It's that OP.
It's convoluted.
It's convoluted. No, but it's convoluted. It's very convoluted.
Because they're doing some alien technology now in Boruto, so I just see like some mecha stuff going on.
No, it's not nothing like that. It's
the whole Hokage war.
It's madness.
To be fair, yeah, Naruto didn't get enough by
I say 2 more, and then I think we should all like try and put down off like best 3 fights.
Best 3.
Oh.
Even if we've already mentioned it, just like say the top
best
3.
3. Because I'm trying to think. There's like a couple more.
I need
fights,
stretch.
Who is there? Thorfinn versus Thorkill.
Oh yeah, I was definitely gonna say that.
Ooh,
Vinland
I
Saga.
forgot about Vinland Saga.
One of the best fights.
Cold. Thorfinn
Well, the
versus.
first one and probably the second one you're talking about, isn't it?
Which one's hard? Wait, I'm trying to think.
The first one's kind of harder. Obviously, that's when Thorfinn loses though.
Both of them, I feel like
But the second-
both of them, to be honest.
But the second one, you see, the second one he it was strategic, especially with Askeladd giving him like advice and like.
Askeladd was Askeladd's one of the best characters.
Anime characters, yeah. Because he's not like a hero, but he's not a villain either.
He's not even an anti-hero.
He's just a person. Yeah.
Doing what he has to do. And he's got like the history where his mum was like
Was his mum Welsh or like there was because he was from Wales or so he was born in Wales.
Yeah.
I could definitely rewatch Vinland Saga.
You need to read the manga. The manga.
Yeah, I did read it. I sped through that. Like I don't know if I read it where I left off or I just read the whole thing, but that was good.
Manga.
And they still put it out though.
It's monthly.
So,
Yeah,
so
it's monthly, yeah.
that means I probably have like a good.
The action's
Couple
kind of
chapters.
slowed down.
Yeah, no. It's gonna pick up though.
Again.
I
Wait,
feel like
does he have a kid now?
It's the last arc.
Like, and there's some like man.
It's
Like,
Thorkel's son, but the mum raised her as a girl to protect him from going to war, which is mad.
That's crazy. I didn't even realize that. I completely forgot about that.
but Thorfinn has a kid, right?
Yeah, and he's
leading the people. He's leading the people like to.
Yeah, and they're actually getting along with
You need to watch it and read this. Good.
The natives.
Yeah, the natives. Yeah.
Also, he's arrived.
Yeah, they arrived there. Yeah.
It's America, right?
Yeah. Apparently, I was talking to Chris about this. Apparently, because he likes because what did he play?
Oh, Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. So he's like, he must have been talking out. For some reason, I can't remember what he said. Yeah, and then I said, Vinland, and he's like, so that's America. He's like, no, apparently it's Newfoundland, so it's in Canada.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
So, yeah. I'm trying to, is there any other fights? I'm really trying to rack my brain if there's any other fights. I know it's gonna come back to me when we finish that. I'm gonna be so annoyed.
Why didn't you write it down?
I was started writing it down, then I ended up started doing other thing.
Can make part 2 in it.
Mhm.
If there's like a plethora of fights, we've just completely.
Well, if we're talking about fights still that are legendary, Aizen versus the 13.
Oh, that's all time.
In the fake Kakagura town.
Yeah.
What show is that?
Bleach.
Okay.
Don't finish watching that.
13 captain. Nah.
He chefed them different.
I don't care if he had that Q thing. I don't care. That's still.
that took on everyone, literally, more or less.
Chefed them.
The main thing I remember from Bleach is them having this screechy sound effect in the
Oh yeah, I know that. I know you took that.
what it was,
Yeah, I know exactly.
but they'll always play it in these moments of
Towards the
tension.
end of the episode, when there's a showdown about
Yeah, it was good, but I just remember like this show is hella serious. Like the
I know
audio
exactly
is just
what you mean.
mad.
It's very dark. It's dark.
I got that.
Okay, one day I'll go back to Bleach, but the filler because the filler I was watching that made me drop it just was like that filler was just so useless.
There was even
there
some sports filler I was thinking this is definitely useless. Then I had to ask my brother, why do you watch Bleach? Then he told me there's a thing, just watch the canon. I was like, oh. So I found a website, I skipped all the fillers.
There was a beach episode that I skipped, so I should have watched.
What one of the fillers? Don't tell me it's that
No, it's one of the beach episodes that they usually have an anime. I was just joking, but like I skipped it and I was thinking, should I have skipped that? But
I thought you were gonna say one of those fillers, the ginger girl. I thought you were wondering what.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I never watched.
I thought I knew that ginger girl.
watching about children.
The lieutenant.
Ran Goku.
Oh
Yeah, the lieutenant, yeah.
And he's a guy. Lieutenant one. Lieutenant.
I thought it was that. I was
But, oh my goodness. No, I can't think of any more fights. Everyone say the top 3.
Final thought.
Top 3.
Yeah, top 3 fights.
Right to left.
Off the bat, okay. So top 3. Oof, it's a hard one, but obviously Naruto vs Sasuke. You get me. Then after Naruto vs Sasuke, I'd probably put this is Avatar Aang vs Fire Lord Ozai. Crazy fight. And then last, I'd probably put tough one, but I'm gonna have to say Kiritsugu versus Kire from Fate Zero. That's my top 3.
Top 3. I'd say from like 3 to 1. I'd say just based on how it's made me feel recently. Cell versus Gohan. Yeah. Then I'd say Eren versus just Eren in Attack on Titan. Just the destruction of Eren in general. That guy, like
Rumble.
Yeah. No spoilers. And top, I'd say Luffy versus like Doflamingo. Like that just when that One Piece time period, like that's when like One Piece was doing it for me, and like the fighting was just spot on. So yeah.
I joke because I can't fit on that. I'm still contemplating.
Obviously, this is subject to change. 'Cause I have a lot of anime I need to watch, but at the moment, I would say definitely Ichigo against Kenpachi's there. Personal favourite, Rock Lee Gar is there, and then Luffy against Rob Lucci. So that's when you discover a lot about Luffy. Obviously,
was that when he's Gear 2?
Yeah, he's Master is second gear, third gear is the first appearance.
Gear 3 is so weird.
And obviously he didn't master the Gear 3 because that's how he turned into a small, his size shrink. So like all of that, he still won it. This is a CP9 agent, you know, like this is the top official and he still...
Yeah, you guys don't know nothing what's happening now.
Yeah, I know, I heard the rumors about now. I heard rumors about that. That I am... Is it him?
Well, yeah, I remember, I saw it.
One was really finished it.
Oh, you're talking about one? I've heard things about that.
And they're doing like the samurai thing.
Oh, yeah.
The seven samurai storyline.
You don't know that?
I think they're following that kind
of... Oh yeah, I thought you said you didn't like it.
Where they meet up. No, I didn't say that. But I was just like, you know, the animation style was just, it was moving a bit funky. So I was just like, I'll let it finish. That may be in like another 10 years.
I'm not gonna lie, the One Piece altogether.
Yeah.
Apparently the man, Oda wants to finish the manga in the next for like 5 years.
Yeah.
So then the show's gonna finish.
Yeah, it's 80% done, but it's gonna be 10 years. 80%. Especially the anime 10 years.
So how many arcs do you reckon there's left?
So there needs to be, everyone wants there to be an Elbaf arc. And then there's gonna be like a final war arc or whatever with
what's that final place called Raft?
Raft. That would be. I didn't even know what it's actually called.
Oh yeah, my brother told me it's a new name. Like
it's not even. It's Laughter.
You know what? I'll see. I wanna watch it.
I just wanna know about that voice century. I just wanna know what the One Piece is.
That's what's more. That's why One Piece is more of a story than that. Like anything.
Yeah. Well, then who's gonna chef this guy?
Yeah.
Let me stop saying chef. Who's gonna, you know?
People stop like
like that programming when now I just like whenever I want to say
There's probably gonna be another like world. Do you know how there was the Grand Line?
Oh no!
We didn't know about the new world, and there's gonna be another place. What?
Fam, how big is that world?
People think it's gonna be the moon, you know. I saw like a One Piece theorist and whatever, and he said
it'll be the all blue. Something's gonna be underground. Maybe it's
all blue. I don't know.
It'll be something new. Like that's not part of the map. It'll just probably be another realm or something.
One Piece, man.
Alright, so number 3. It's Tori and Todo versus Hinami. For me, that fight is nuts.
What anime is that?
Jujutsu Kaisen. Number 2. This might be subject to change, but I think Thorfinn versus Thorko. I really like that fight. And the number 1 is Kakashi versus Obito. Because of the emotion in the fight. For me, that's the best.
Yeah, Vinland Saga. If I rewatch Vinland Saga, I'd probably choose one of those fights in the top 1. I don't know. Yeah, probably over the Gohan fight. I'd probably choose something from Vinland Saga because that show was quite diligent.
Everyone loves One Punch Man versus Burroughs.
I think it's because of the animation.
That's the part.
Maybe it's like, yeah, I think
that's because again, when I was in the anime club,
It's might work for him.
the kids said they wanted to watch that fight, so I put it on, and I was like, this fight ain't even that good to me.
They're find it.
Was it like an Out of Universe thing? Like,
Man gets punched to the moon.
Yeah.
is that in the actual One
Punch Man, yeah.
Okay.
Actual
Find
One Punch
it,
Man.
yeah.
So I was like,
I don't know why I couldn't keep watching it. Maybe I was like taking myself too seriously at the time to enjoy it. But I feel like I'm ready for One Punch Man.
but second season is not the greatest.
Does he get more of a challenge there?
No, it doesn't. But
He's actually hardly in the season.
Yeah, yeah.
Was it the other guy, that robot guy for you?
No, it's not even him. It's more about. Is it Garo? Is his name Garo?
Garo, yeah,
Garo.
the hero killer.
Yeah, it's more about him.
Yeah, because he's like Saifa, but not in the sense of like, or just being ultimately strong. He's kind of like opposite actually. He levels up as he fights,
okay.
so he's kind of like Goku kind of type thing, and like, but he's more of an anti-hero than a. Well, he's actually a villain, but then he's not really a villain. He's more like an anti-hero.
Have you been reading the manga?
That's the thing. I'm not like, I haven't read it from the anime, and I kind of just like see parts of the manga, so I need to go read it properly, like when I get the chance. But yeah, it's quite cool. One Punch Man manga. If I have to give a special mention of anime fights, I'd definitely say Killua versus the Chimera Ants. I haven't said that already because that's when he first went Godspeed.
Godspeed is the coldest figure.
I'm about to touch that.
Okay.
I'm saying like 110, yeah.
You're about to touch that. I think it's 118. I think. I got my phone. Yeah, you're close.
I bought the whole
crazy.
volumes for the Chimera Ant arc, like all the volumes for that arc. So it's like whole 14 chapters. 14 chapters, 14 volumes, I think.
I keep them in a good aerated place.
I made sure.
Because I don't maintain my books, man. Like, yeah.
These ebooks now, that's not challenging.
Man, I can't look at the screen for too long.
I hear you, I don't even. Your eyes and like,
I borrowed the Book of Five Rings from my cousin, and like my bag got wet. And it got just like, it was peak.
Which book?
The Book of Five Rings. Do you know this? Is it Senzu?
Is it like an anime?
No, it's the, do you know it's like the Art of War, something similar to that.
Oh, Lao Tzu,
the book, I'm sure it's the Book of Five Rings. I think it's Mission Moto. Do you know it?
I don't even know. I was trying to say something there, but it could have been something else. So like whatever I said that came out of my mouth.
I can't pronounce the Book of Rings. I'm sure it's the Book of Five Rings. And it's Mission Moto Mushi.
Well, is that the end of the episode?
Yeah. Has anyone got any honourable mentions before we dip?
Fate Unlimited Blade Works. I always forget their names. Hold on.
Kekai Sensen. Any fight? There's a couple fights in Kekai Sensen, but I can't remember characters' names. So that's
one mention to my guy, my favourite Straw Hat, Brooks against Big Mom.
Brooks against Big Mom.
And it was a clash. Okay, it's a clash.
You always have cold takes, even in football. Oh my god.
No, because Brooks is my favourite.
Why is he your favourite shirt?
He's a skeleton.
Yeah, I find Brooks funny.
He's just there for comedy relief, in my opinion.
And then he's obviously his songs are kind of cold. It's like he called yo ho, whatever it's called.
Oh yo, yeah, that's a good song.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
I've got it now. Fate Unlimited Blade Works. Shiro versus the King of Babylon. Or I forgot his name again. But that fight is crazy because
I didn't even need the
basically
I heard that it was creepy.
Babylon. Bam. Anyway,
someone's gonna spaz you.
Why the fight is crazy is because Shiro is basically a mage or magician mage who doesn't have he's not a traditional mage, so he doesn't follow in the typical footsteps of a mage. He's more like his father Kiritsugu, who is more so like an assassin kind of person who uses magic for its usefulness. Not evil, but like usefulness. But in this fight, basically Shiro has, for the whole 2 seasons, more or less, has been getting beaten by everyone. But in this fight, for the first time, Shiro's against an enemy where they're actually equals because they have more or less the same ability. And Shiro basically has the ability to reproduce weapons that he sees. So you can basically conjure them as soon as he's seen them and use them. And so Shiro's up against the King of Babylon, basically a historical figure. I've forgotten his name again now. Because in the Fate universe, they have servants, basically heroes from different timelines, come and compete against each other in the Holy Grail War, and only the last hero remaining can use the Holy Grail to grant any wish they want. So basically, Shiro, a human, against one of the strongest servants, are fighting head to head. For the first time, you see Shiro actually go all out using his abilities. So that's probably one of the sickest fights that I've ever watched. And then another good fight is Shiro versus Kirei in the Fate Heaven's Feel movie, because in this instance, Shiro is kind of replacing his dad in fighting Kirei, which is kind of reigniting that rivalry against the two. But then it's also interesting because both Shiro and Kirei are on the verge of dying, because for different reasons of the plot, and they're fighting in like this hellish type landscape, and they've only got like a few minutes left before the world like basically ends, and so they're basically fighting each other to death. And the animation for the fight, there's no like special powers or anything, it's just a raw fist fight, and it's just crazy. So definitely check out the Fate Heaven's Feel movies 1, 2 and 3. There are some mad fights in there. The other fights I haven't mentioned which are mad. Go check it.
Oh, last honorable mentions. Let me think of one.
I got really said.
Yeah, you're right.
So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and comment and share. Peace. Blind, I can't see that far.
Let's get a test snapshot.
That's not there.
YouTube.
Sorry.
It's time to meditate.
Oh, do you have to? Oh.
No.
Joey.
No, it's ring. No. When someone walks by, it's annoying. When someone walks by, it's like, there's motion at the front door.
Yeah.
Does it happen all the time, man?
Yeah, it's so annoying.
This is just the intermission, like this advertisement break.
You guys cut this.
Yeah, ring. I can advertise if you want.
Yeah, ring it.
Yeah. Pay
Sponsor us.
Darius to promote your product.
Do you know which one I want to use? Surfshark. Because many people do Surfshark.
What is that?
VPN.
Okay, cool.
Maybe you just say, Surfshark VPN.
You need to get those sponsors.
One day, hopefully, one day. You last time. That's what you did last time in the video.
The beginning, did it? Wait.
No, in the beginning.
My
In the
When I
beginning.
said my debut.
Yeah, that's what you said.
Wait, it was my debut, did it?